Hey everybody, and welcome back. I'm Dad from Dad's Fishing Adventures, and today we are on Percy Priest Lake again. But today isn't going to be about fishing, it's going to be all about my dad. As you can probably tell from the thumbnail and the caption, I very recently lost my dad. So today we're going to glide along the lake, tell some stories, show some pictures, and remember my dad. So as I said, we're out on Percy Priest. We're back out at Jefferson Springs, but due to the winter drawdown of water, we can't go the way that we used to because all the little coves and everything are just mud. So we're going to take a different route today. We're going to go under the bridge, maybe do some crappie fishing. We're just going to do a lot of junk fishing. And as I said before, this really isn't about fishing today. It's more of just me being out in the water remembering my dad. My sister-in-law used to tell me that my dad and I were always a lot alike. He always apologized to me for that, but I always took that as a compliment. And if you know both my dad and I, you'll know that our mannerisms are pretty similar. Appreciate this boat slowing down for us here. Well, I got one of them, but it definitely wasn't the 4-pounder. Hang on, buddy. You're going to put a hook in my leg. Come here. There you go. First largemouth of the day. Gonna let him go. See you, bud. There we go. It was a little better. Probably a 2-pounder. Maybe a 1.5 pounds. Gonna let him go. See you, bud. It's going to be hard not to think about my dad every time I come fishing. He's never really a fisherman, but he was quite the naturalist and bird watcher. He pretty much taught me everything there is to know about bird watching. I even saw a couple of birds that he's never seen in his life up until last year. We have scissor-tail flycatchers out in Murfreesboro, and that's not one of them that my dad has on his life list. And thanks to my wife Nicole, my dad was actually able to see one last year. That would have been his last trip down to Tennessee. You know, along with my dad being a bird watcher and a naturalist, he volunteered at the Wasnt Nature Center in Wisconsin for years, taking people on bird hikes and plant hikes and tree hikes, and knowing my dad, probably even fungus hikes. The Wasnt Nature Center reached out to us and they wanted to get a memorial bench with his name on it. I thought that was a great honor. Definitely go back up to Wisconsin when that dedication is done. All right, let's go up here, make the turn. I think there's a little island up here from what I saw on Google Maps, although might be more than an island now with the water being drawn down. Might just be a walkway from the shore. Along with birding and things, my dad was also quite the photographer. They would get a place in the Everglades every year for what started out to be, I think, a couple of weeks, and then it was a month, then it was a month and a half, and slowly progressed to, I think their last trip down there last year was 3.5 months. Nicole and I would go down there pretty much every year. I think we only missed 1 year or 2 years. And we would take our cameras and our binoculars and head out to the Everglades, into 10K, Shark Valley, Rookery Road, all those good places. And then the last couple of years, once I got into fishing, I'd bring my fishing stuff down there and he'd kind of take me around and show me where to fish. He did tell me last year, though, that he finally found the Oscars. He said he found a place where a couple of guys were bringing in Oscars one after the other. And I will never know where that is, but I may go down there one more time and see if I can find them. If you've ever been down to the Everglades, you'll know that alligators are pretty much just a way of life down there, and you stay out of their way and they're going to stay out of your way. But there's an old saying that, you know, if you see an alligator, you don't want to be the slowest one around. He took this picture, and it was right after he had his knee surgery. And a picture of an alligator with a big turtle in his mouth. And I remember my dad sending me an email saying, even with my knee surgery, I was still faster than that turtle. TWRA out on Percy Priest Lake, deep in the Peace. Obviously not real interested in checking for fishing licenses at this point. My fish finder up there is so dirty that I can't tell if it's marking fish or water spots. Hopefully this boat sees me. Hang on, buddy. There we go. Here's our third fish of the day. Good looking guy. Not very big. Another largie. See you, bud. That's going to do it for another episode of Dad's Fishing Adventures. A very special episode of Dad's Fishing Adventures. If you made it the whole way, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. My dad was a pretty special guy. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And as always, even if you didn't like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of Dad's Fishing Adventures. And after that, hug somebody you love. I love you, Dad. See you, bud.